Good morning. Thank you so much for joining me here on Lilian Mutambo's TV. I would like to thank God for using me as a vessel on Facebook to speak to the Zambian people. Many of you took it as somebody who is bitter because she was not adopted by the UPND. And some of you thought I was being illusional because that's the narrative they wanted to send. Now, for somebody who has been a UPND member myself, and I've never joined any political party, I stood on my ground and I spoke as a neutral voice for Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu and their family, bearing in mind I've never been part of the Patriotic Front. And many times when I've come on these social media platforms, I've been insulted by the UPND. I've been called various names, ridiculed. And I never stopped. I've been receiving phone calls, promising me of appointments if I stopped, and I never did. I chose to stand by the Zambian people. And I'm glad that when you stand by the truth, God honors his word. And when you are not selfish, God opens doors and exposure. So yesterday or last night, an audio has been shared on this platform and other social media platforms on Facebook, and I've shared on TikTok. And the reaction from the UPND is exactly what I thought. They will never, ever account for anything since they've been in power. Yesterday, I spent time perusing through Honorable Tuta Ngolowe's page. May his soul rest in peace. And there are things that he was saying. When I say that life is spiritual, he saw them coming. This was 2 years ago in 2022. We are now in 2025. We lost a credible leader. I didn't know what was going on until he died. I was never aware that Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu was denied access to medical. For the first time in my life, I've heard that a former president is not allowed to travel outside abroad for medical. We have seen Nigeria, where Muhammadu Buhari was in London, and the government of Nigeria paid for his medical. And even the repatriation to Nigeria was faster. Back to Zambia, we are still on the matter of the body. Many of you mocked me on social media and told me that I have nothing to do in the United Kingdom. That's the reason why I'm talking about Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu. And you never understood that as somebody who stands for human rights, as a human rights lawyer qualified with a master's degree, I knew that he was being deprived of his human right. Now, when it comes to the issue of bringing his body to Zambia, most of you guys had said, you have finished mourning. You have closed the mourning. I put my business on hold to fight for justice. I put everything on hold to keep on updating you people on the social media platform. I have been insulted. I have been threatened. I never knew that the UPND has become this ruthless until I started speaking about Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu. I have received any message you can think of about me being in a freezer, just like ECL. I have received those messages. Now you see the way God works. When he has sent you on an assignment, you continue moving on. I remember my friend from Malawi. I called her to tell her that, I'm receiving phone calls that my appointment is underway. I should stop. And she said, Lilian, if you were doing anything wrong, I would have told you to stop. Fight for Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu's family. You are a voice that they need. I continued. And people would tell me on this social media platform, you have nothing to do. Is this the only thing you talk about? As we've forgotten. And then on the day they were supposed to bury, we were like, okay, finally they're going to bury in South Africa. The government put an injunction on the body of ECM. And when I look at everything that is going on around, most of you guys, you may not know because you're not in politics. I discovered that the UPND government is a mafia government. They will do anything to save their face and anything to ridicule somebody who is speaking the truth. In the UPND government, we have more than 500 people who have run away from Zambia as refugees. I've spoken to some of them who even worked at the Registrar of Societies, where the UPND government was asking them to sign documentation to deregister the Patriotic Front. If Dr. Edgar Chagwa was a bad man, he would have done that to UPND. President Hakainde Hichilema, he pretends to be a very good man. He pretends to be a soft-spoken man. He told us his story of how he was mistreated so that the Zambians should say, oh, you can't govern the nation if you are bitter. And that is why I shared to say he must resign on moral grounds. You mocked at me because you've never lived in the first world, so you don't understand the real democracy. If a leader is failing, they must resign with immediate effect. There will be pressure from all angles. I've never heard President Hakainde Hichilema say sorry. I've never heard that his wife has traveled to South Africa to go and console a widow. I've never heard that they even went to Chifwema. I've never. They wanted to take this funeral like it's their own baby. To the UPND, it was a celebration. To the UPND, Dr. Edgar Chagwa dying was a successful way to win an election in 2026. But they never knew that voices will rise from the diaspora. If you come to TikTok and see, we are more than 500 diasporans that have risen against the UPND government. And when I tell you that in 2026, UPND will not be in power, we mean it. We cannot have a leader that lies to its people. We cannot have a leader that will not account to the deaths in Mufumbwe. We cannot have a leader that will say all sorts of things to make himself look good. And I thank God for people like Gonzalez, the American ambassador, that has told President Hakainde Hichilema to his face that you are not a good leader and you are not doing the right things. When I was part of the UPND, this woman here, Doreen Mwamba, made my life hell. And I thank God she has been exposed to be the woman that I knew she was. This is a woman who's behind me not being adopted. This is a woman who vowed that over her dead body will I ever be a member of parliament of Monali. And I didn't know that speaking about Dr. Edgar Chagwa will expose this woman. Yesterday we shared an audio of Doreen Mwamba speaking to Chabinga, who is a Patriotic Front president and leader, a surrogate by the United Party of National Disaster, UPND. They were having a conversation. And the conversation that they were having was about the body of Dr. Edgar Chagwa. We have seen videos of protesters. Where did they come from? They came straight from Plot 1. Plot 1 has funded those people to make it look like there are people who are protesting. And that's why if you're a refugee or asylum seeker from Zambia running away from this evil regime, don't even dare go to South Africa because UPND has strong links there. Don't even try it. You will die. In the UPND government, it's either you die or you are in prison. I used to speak about the Patriotic Front. I am still standing here boldly. I'm alive. But with the UPND, I can't even travel to Zambia. And I signed to say I will never travel to Zambia the day I decided to speak about Dr. Edgar Chagwa. So don't think I'm speaking because I want to come to Zambia tomorrow. I'm not coming there. I decided to stand for the Zambian people, for justice of Dr. Edgar Chagwa, for justice of Tutu Angolowe, for justice of Edith Nawakwi, for justice of Waimi, for justice of many people that have been sodomized, abused, abducted by the evil UPND government. And the world must know who UPND is. President Hakainde Hichilema, when you were asking for votes from the diaspora to support you, you were a humble leader. But power became too sweet. And you have realized that without you going into power again, a lot of dark secrets will be exposed. The question I'll ask, who was gassing the Zambian people when PF was in power? UPND must know this. Who burnt the markets? UPND must know this. What happened to Dandy Crazy? UPND must know this. To you guys, you are blinded by the so-called, oh, death happens. There's time for everything. Yes. And if somebody like Emmanuel Mwamba was still in Zambia today, he was supposed to die in December, Christmas time. They were planning an accident on him. Yes, I've said it. And that's the truth. I've told you on this platform that 85% of the system is not with Hakainde Hichilema. He only has 15%, those who are his relatives. Because Hakainde Hichilema has brought division in our country. Our country is divided. We've never had to think about anyone's tribe. And then he puts Dr. Chimba Kambuli in prison for tribal remarks, and yet he was just sharing an audio where Hakainde Hichilema himself was saying people should vote for him because people don't like him. Bumba Malambo is still out there as a Tonga who was actually speaking to the Tonga people, saying if you don't vote for a Tonga, they always mock us that we are dumb, we are down, vote for a Tonga. That is pure tribalism. But Dr. Chimba Kambuli has to pay for it for 6 months. The plan of the UPND is to put anybody who is a strong figure in prison so that they have a criminal record for them never to stand on the ballot paper. The government constitution is clear. If you have a criminal record, you can never appear on the ballot paper. That is when I realized that Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu was a good man. Because if he wanted, he would have closed the career of Hakainde Hichilema, HH, by making sure he had a criminal record, but he never did. So everything that we're hearing about ECL were never true. So Doreen Mwamba and Chawinga, they were having a conversation. And for some of us who've been sharing pictures and videos of the late ECL's memorial in South Africa and the people who were traveling, he mentioned Shaka Fuswa. And yes, Shaka Fuswa was on that plane and Chawinga was on that plane. Who funded that plane? The boss called 12 times, missed calls, a whole president of the Republic of Zambia, calling an opposition leader, surrogate leader, to find out if he can travel to South Africa with immediate effect to go and corrupt the judges in South Africa. And then he also found 30 missed calls from the bodyguard, 42 missed calls in desperation of Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu's body. Why? When we say that life is spiritual, when we say that there are things that you do in the dark and God will bring it to the light, prayer is what brings things to the light. I've been sharing Apostle Sunday Sinyango on my page. If you listen to what he's been saying, I am not surprised that this exposure has happened. So Chawinga was explaining how he has been promised, okay, to go to South Africa. He should go to South Africa, speak to the judges, see how best they can corrupt the judges in South Africa. Now, my concern is if the UPND can be desperate to corrupt the judges in a first world country, South Africa, where the judges are even Bazungus and, Bazungu brain, even though they are black. What more our judiciary system? Our judiciary system is being threatened, okay? There are people who have left Zambia who are lawyers because they are being threatened. The mafia, UPND, have ensured they've put a cadre as a speaker who is very biased, and for a woman, I'm disappointed. She doesn't even care when things are brought in parliament. People are made to look foolish. She just talks down on the Patriotic Front. The Patriotic Front never did that. And UPND is best to be in opposition because their members of parliament were very strong. They would speak and would enjoy parliament. Somebody like Gary Nkombo has no voice now. He has been shut down. And I know why. That's a story for another day. So now we have Chawinga and Doreen Mwamba speaking and talking about Princess Kasone. Princess Kasune, if I were you, I would resign on moral grounds. Your life is in danger. Okay? You cannot have people mentioning you like that. And Doreen Mwamba saying, I also talk about these ministers. This lady is just a grade 12 reject. She's not even qualified. That's the reason why she was jealous of me when I was trying to stand for the Monali MP, because she knew she doesn't have a grade 12 certificate. And because she's friends with Hakainde Hichilema, and she used to help him with fuel when they are traveling to campaigns, she has been given a ministerial job of a qualification which she doesn't even have, because of the favors that they are giving themselves. Now, we cannot have junkies running our country. We cannot have mafias running our country. We cannot have somebody who doesn't even have a qualification in human rights or social services to be running a department such as the women's department as a minister of gender. But HH gave her that position because they are friends. And Chawinga, your life is short. Don't think the UPND, you can dine with them and tomorrow you will succeed. They will frame you. Yes. Very soon. You've already said it in your audio that you are ready to die. Even in the video I've shared. And you've threatened the Patriotic Front that nobody should turn up with regalia. You are in charge. You are coming with police. How dare you threaten people? People turn up in regalia. Chawinga is going to arrest them. Chawinga is being protected by the state. Why? Because he's a UPND surrogate leader that has been put there because of the desperation of the UPND, because the UPND know they are not going to win elections next year. And that's why they want to get rid of any strong candidate. I told you that the person I will recommend on this page will be the president of Zambia next year. In fact, even if we show him to you guys in 2 months' time, it's better. Because if he appears now, they will go and give him a case of unlawful assembly. And then he will have a criminal record because HH is desperate to be a president for 15 years. Nobody can have a leader such as HH and you expect to survive as a Zambian person. When it comes to illegal mines, the people that even work with Hakainde Hichilema, they have illegal mines. You're wondering why you have small boys that surround him. Do you know what agenda they are pushing? They are pushing the agenda of gayism. If you didn't know. And whether you like it or not, it's up to you to believe this audio or to call it AI based on the UPND media page. A very rubbish page run by people who don't even bath. Because Hakainde Hichilema is very stingy. He cannot even give them a penny. Volunteers made Hakainde Hichilema a president. We funded Hakainde Hichilema to be a president. And today, many people have been neglected. We are not asking for too much. We are asking you to be accountable, to accept and apologize to Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu. And many of you say that HH does not owe anyone an apology. So why is he demanding for the body of ECL at any cost? He has even paid some South African protesters to pretend as if they are not happy for the body to be buried in South Africa. South Africa is a free land. And what the UPND are doing is infringing the democratic relationship that we have, okay? The diplomatic relationship. How do you send Chawinga to South Africa to go and corrupt the judges and say, oh, they just need money and they will change the decision in favor of the government? Because you know you will never get this in your favor. And you want to bury ECL. Why? Do you want his spirit, his soul, his fame, his star? I've seen a poster of a UPND member in Kawe using Honorable Tutu Anguluwe's image in the background of his poster. I couldn't believe this. Is that what they are planning to do to Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu? I thank God that ECL has family who are very strong. And no, it's not Makebi Zulu. And no, it's not Chilifya Tayali's nonsense of what he's speaking. Chilifya Tayali is begging to come back to Zambia. And even him, his life is at risk. The very people he's fighting today are the people who fought and made sure that he flew to that country where he stays. And he's in exile. But he's fighting for a government that made him run away from Zambia. And even his family is in Ethiopia now. What a loser. Okay? So now ECL, the family is in South Africa. Meanwhile, the UPND are looking at the seat of Tasila Lungu. Who made them to be delayed in South Africa? Not the UPND government. But they are bringing it in parliament because they don't give a shit. They don't care. I've said this before. They don't care about what Tarsila Lungu is going through. Because I know that you can be on leave on compassionate grounds. And the fact that they are fighting against the state in South Africa, why should you be eyeing Tarsila Lungu's seat? That's the UPND formula which Chabinga has exposed. They want to make sure that MPs lose their seat because Hakainde Hichilema's dream is to be a dictator and to have a one-party state. And also to have at least the Bill 7 go through because you have more members of parliament, and then put through the Bill 7 so that you can stay in government for 7 years and another 7 years. Do you think you will survive it in Zambia with the poverty you're going through? Hakainde Hichilema made so many promises. He demonized Edgar Chagwa Lungu. Edgar Chagwa Lungu had to travel to South Africa seeking for help. And when he found that, he could stay in South Africa, he never came back to Zambia since January 2025. He knew they were going to make him a mockery. He knew his body was going to be abducted. He knew a lot of things were going to happen. Before Tabalafa. He knew he was going to die. And he ran to South Africa for refuge. And in all these things, a lot of things are being exposed. Many of you people were trying to demonize the Patriotic Front to say they are using the body. But you didn't know that you have a leader who is the one behind everything that is going on and behaves like a saint. Even goes to church on Saturday. Trying to show people he's an elder. But their heart is desperately wicked, the Bible has told us. So what are you going to achieve in all these things? I hope Makebe Zulu, the lawyer that even an idiot in Zambia has reported to Laz, claiming he's not a good lawyer. A lawyer goes by what the family says. I've always had a lawyer in the UK for my immigration. And I just tell my lawyer, please, can you help me this and that and that? And this has been our lawyer for 10 years plus. So the lawyer will act based on what I instruct them. But you're trying to demonize Makebe Zulu so that he can be deregistered from Laz because he is getting on the nerves of HH. The desperation of HH to ensure that Nawakwi died in Zambia without accessing medical, to ensure that ECL died because it was too late for him to access medical, is the reason why any normal human being should not side with Hakainde Hichilema. Because he has shown beyond any reasonable doubt that he has no compassion whatsoever. He has no heart of Ubuntu or humanity. He was supposed to remove the jacket of presidency and be a human being. Because tomorrow when he's no longer president, I hope those of you who are quenularing with him, who are doing quenu, first quenu, you will stand for him and speak for him when he will have cases against him. In any country, a real country with democracy, there is no way the police can open fire, live rounds to unharmed citizens. And you defend because you are brainwashed, you are zombies. President Hakainde Hichilema is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. So he instructs the police, the army to fire. So when the police fired their live ammunition to the people in Mfumbwe, he justified that by saying that they were armed when they were not. We have so many people who have been to Mfumbwe and they've stated that they were even taking shifts when doing that. And we heard Jack Mwembo, another very heartless, wicked man who wants to be a member of parliament till eternity. 25 years on a seat. He thinks being a parliamentarian is wupiani. We should change our constitution to only 10 years for a parliament member of parliament. He stated that they kill for reasons. Now that answers why Edgar Chagwa Lungu died. You deprived him from having access to medical so that he should die. You deprived Nawakwi from accessing medical, even telling her that you're going to take the court to her house so that she should die. And then we have a wicked woman who calls herself a pastor's wife. You are very wicked, Madam Nalumango. If I was your church member, I would stop. You are very wicked. Even saying things like Chiwa, calling ECL Ichiwa. No respect at all for the dead. The UPND have mocked ECL on their pages. And when I started speaking, they even created an AI image, a Mozongo on YouTube, saying that Lilian Mutambo dated Edgar Chagwalungu. And that made me realize even Faith Musonda is being, is being put as that person who is doing A, B, C, D when she's not. Faith Musonda was actually invited to go to the community house. And this is the last time any president will live in their house and be president. The things that we're seeing in Zambia now is because Hakainde Hichilema is at liberty to do whatsoever he can do in his house. He lives in his personal house. How do you trust a leader who lives in their house? Yes, Suli, she was being framed. She was invited at 22. Because, let me tell you, read this in the spirit, okay? There is an allegation that Faith Musonda was dating ECL. And Babalawos have said, the person who has ever been in contact in the physical, you know what I mean. If you also do the same with that person, his soul will rest. Read in between the lines. That's why Faith was there. Don't let anybody fool you. Don't let anybody fool you. If HH was a good president, he was a good leader, he would have demonstrated by ensuring that Edgar Chagwalungu had access to medical in 2022. Now look, the UPND will say, he entered into politics. No, he didn't. He entered into politics in 2023, October. He was denied in 2022. In 2023 as well, he was denied. That was in August. And the reports which have been submitted by the Attorney General to the South African court says, yes, he was denied to travel. So, President Hakainde Hichilema was given presidency to revenge to his enemies. That's not why we put you there. One would wonder why you cannot even bring your brother ECL. Ask him, my brother, I heard you want to travel. Can you travel? I'll pay for the expenses. It even reached to the point where ECL said, look, I'm not going to ask for your money. I have enough money to fund myself. They still denied him. And then the Zambian government wrote to all the embassies in Zambia, telling them that they should never help Dr. Edgar Chagwalungu. Now you understand why Botswana, Zimbabwe, all those countries, they are not on his side. Who is HH friend? Tell me which country to say this president is the friend to Hakainde Hichilema. Show me. Their friends are people like Lilian Mutambo, who plan propaganda, who tell him negative things about people. Don't adopt Lilian, she's not a good person. This woman is the reason why you see people insulting me in social media. She funded them. This woman. Lilian Mutambo is a silent killer. This woman. Silent killer. She made sure that nobody looked at me as a proper candidate. And she poisoned me. They even started selling the narrative. And you know who told me all these things? Matomola Likwani. He told me. She said over her dead body, I'll never be adopted. And they started sending the narrative at Ule Fekaria, this woman. You can hear even in her language, in the audio. And I thank God she has been exposed as a wicked woman. Witch. This woman. So you are planning to make HH to look like a good president by trying to apply for the body to come to Zambia using Chabinga, and you don't even care about even apologizing to the ECL family. You don't care. And yet Doreen Mwamba is actually married to GBM's brother. So you can imagine, she used to eat in the Patriotic Front days. She never starved. Her business was never tampered with. She enjoyed herself, so her church was enjoying her funding. So how do I reward her? Minister of Gender. MP appointed. That's the heka in the Hichilema government. Just like Sushi Kasanda. Is it Chuchi Kasanda? Her husband as well, another businessman who was funding her church, put her Minister of Information, she can't even read the script. Back to ECL. The death of Edgar Chagwa has exposed the evil of UPND. And I'm glad I was told by prophets, by pastors, to stay away from their so-called leadership. I knew who they were. All the insults you see about the eggs, about how she was this and that, you check if you see any PF post about me. It's UPND who post. Why? They breed jealousy in them. The fact that Edgar Chagwa achieved so much with the projects that he's had in Zambia, it never sat well with UPND. So what did they do? They tried by all means to demonize him. And he said it. One day you will look for me, you will not find me. We are looking for him. Some of you are even saying maybe he did not die. The UPND narrative has been Fimba Upoke. We are the ones who are bomber ni bomber. Now, bomber ni bomber. You send Chabinga to go to South Africa to corrupt a judge. Who is bomber? Even Shakafusa's family was sent so that they should go and negotiate with the family. Hakainde Hichilema will not bow down to anybody and be humble. No. So even the SADC presidents, they're just looking at him. You should watch one of the interviews of press briefing of the president of Botswana. He said it like, anybody who did anything bad to me, I didn't pay them back with evil. Now, even if the economy is not doing so well, and you are not arresting anybody anyhow, and you are not denying people access to medical, HH would have had a chance to even rule in 2026. But he has shown kuti umutima wari kosisha pamona batorinia. Very wicked people. You are now demanding for the body to come to Zambia so that you should look good that you tried to bring the body to Zambia. And you are using Chabinga, who is issuing threats to the Patriotic Front, who claims he's the president of PF because the government gave him the papers of PF. How did he get those papers? Have you ever seen an opposition leader being so confident that he's going to make sure that nobody comes with PF regalia? Why? Chivanda Chawa Lungu, as you call it, Chiwa, that is traumatizing you people. Elon Kweva, even the Bible tells us, there is no rest for the wicked. Imagine 12 missed calls, 42 missed calls in total, just to send Chabinga to South Africa to go and corrupt the South African judges. And this is the first time I've heard that AI can speak Bemba. They don't even have shame. They don't even know how to lie. You have been caught pants down and you are saying it's AI. How? Also, AI can speak Bemba. AI can pick your accent. AI can pick what Doreen say, AI. That was a normal conversation between you, the two of you. And thank God that the Zambian people have come to know who UPND are. Dr. Edgar Chagwa, I salute you, sir. You may have died, but you've died for a purpose and for a reason. I'm sorry I judged you. I'm sorry I saw you as a bad leader. I'm sorry on behalf of the Zambian people. But today, the truth has come out. And I don't think UPND deserve any chance to be in government again. If you vote for UPND, you are risking your children to be abducted. You are risking more accidents. Yes, because they've allowed the Freemasons in the country. They have even refused to even speak about it. Okay? They lack accountability. We are seeing so many things happen in our country, Zambia. And if we speak about it, the UPND want to arrest people. As I'm speaking, complaining about what's happening right now, according to the UPND, I should be arrested. No freedom of speech anymore. The same freedom of speech that made Hakainde Hichilema president. He wants to seal our mouths. HH would speak so much, so highly of himself. He put himself so high like a god. You know, UPND worship him. He put himself so highly, like, you know, without him, Zambia cannot prosper, cannot go anywhere. Leadership is about humility. Leadership is about you listening to what the Zambian people are saying, how they're complaining. It's not about you feeling yourself that because you're a home economist, you can change the economy of Zambia and everything in Zambia. Ubuteko kuichefya. Kudia na balanda. Uledia na bena baledia. Ulenwa na bena balenwa. Ubuteko te imufu mweka mule ipela ma mining licenses mweka 710 mweka. And it is alleged that the Mufumbo mine Umusungu is eyeing it. That's why they had to chase those people. Hakainde Hichilema can sacrifice to give Abasungu ifintu danumu Zambian. And they'll be telling you how they CDF cash for work, send then cash for work, CDF send any. And you'll be excited, but Nishima alone. But Nalomango said it in parliament. And she just opens her mouth like that. If I were you, I would retire and go to the farm. When Mama Nonge Iwina was a vice president, we never heard this woman disrespect people. But Nalumango has grown amapepe. She feels she's untouchable. They feel that there's no opposition. And what the UPND government don't realize is that the opposition is the Zambian people. And you know, God has his plans and ways in which he does things. Imagine if Edgar Chagwalungu died next year. We would have said, but if I But he had to die in 2025 because Hakainde Hichilema is not destined to rule Zambia. He's not. His tenure is over. And he is not a God-given president. He has shown us who he really is. Go to Chimbwakaila right now. You will see more than 100 PF members who are not even on social media in prison. To HH, he is powerful. They should pay back for what they did. Any youth that you knew was a strong PF in Kawata, in Matero, in Chawama, they are dead. Who killed them? People just wake up to news that was C5 Vanashuta Wakawala. Is it truly C5? And Hakainde Hichilema was so bold enough to speak a lie on Friday, stating that the people in Mufumbo had weapons. We can't live in an economy like that. And, you know, I can't believe that he can lie like that. The first thing HH was supposed to do is go to Mufumbo and ask for the families. Bring them together and compensate them like the way he compensated the Mapens. HH has divided the nation. Our nation is divided. I never knew that certain people would be more superior. Who is the boss of ZESCO? Go and check. Who is the boss of the police force? Go and check. Who is the boss of ZAF? Go and check. Who is the boss of the council? Go and check. Everywhere he has flooded his people. Why not share equal opportunities to the Zambian people? Go to State House. He has flooded his people. When Anthony Wale was there, he thought he would last. We knew he was not going to last. He was just used for the election. And after that, he was demoted from the presidential spokesperson to being a deputy ambassador in Tanzania, and he was excited he has a job. That's degrading you for what you are. You know why? How are they going to do that dirty work with somebody who's sober-minded like Anthony Wale? So they had to get rid of him. That's why they are there in State House. Beka beka. Even the altar that Edgar Chagwalungu placed there for people to be praying was removed by UPND government. And that's why UPND government frowns upon the 18th of October. It's because when you subscribe to evil deities, there are some things you should never do. They used to pray when ECL was alive and when he was president at 12 o'clock. They used to pray, and now there's no prayer in State House. Because we have gloves being worn for the first time in history in Zambia. When giving appointments and when speaking, we wear gloves. And when we see what the Freemasons do, and people will say, we are just making it up, as propaganda. For the first time in our history, Zambia, we have a conference of the Freemasons in the UPND government. For the first time in Zambia, we have Isaac Mwanza, a UPND surrogate lawyer, advocating for gay rights. So when JJ Banda said that he was sodomized, believe him. I know UPND will make anybody who speaks to say they are crazy. They are just saying things, they are bitter. Nobody is bitter. Because if PF did the gassing, where is your commission of inquiries to find out who gassed the people? I don't think a leader who's a president would send people, say, go and gas people. You had to do a lot of dirty things to make him look like a bad person. And sadly, ECL was too kind. He was relaxed. You know, you do what you want to do. I don't care. You know, he was that type of a person. And it is so sad that we have lost him. He is presently in South Africa in the mortuary, laying there whilst HH continues to quenyu. But even as he is quenyularing, he's not at peace. That's why he's making missed calls of 12, asking Chawinga, go and see what is happening in South Africa. Now, we have an issue right now in court where they are even trying to send Nakachinda, the SG of PF, to jail. And when I heard Chawinga speak about how Tonse, there's nothing you're going to do, Tonse and nothing, PF, what, you can see that they've all planned it out. Look, you can't have an idiot like Chawinga who is looking at his belly and he thinks that because he's eaten, he doesn't care about the welfare of the Zambian people. And when you look at Chawinga, trust me, he doesn't look healthy. He doesn't. To himself, he can think he's fine, but he's slowly going. He is next. Trust me on this, he is next. I can see it when he even speaks. He doesn't look good. So what is happening right now in Zambia is a pure definition of when a man is approaching a girl and he wants to marry her, he's so nice. And then when he gets that girl, he starts mistreating her. That is what the UPND have done. They have forgotten who put them in power. They have forgotten that it was a democracy. ECL even came to the stadium to hand over power. And the whole stadium booed him. And remember that the tools of power were handed over to the bodyguard of Beijing. And then he gave them to HH. So like the prophets have said, pastors have said, we need unity in our country. It has never occurred to me that we would speak about tribe or language or region to the point whereby HH is so dividing the countries, divided the country so much, in that in Southern Africa, we call it Southern region, they have electricity 24 hours, whilst the whole Zambia is in darkness. Because he wants his people to vote for him again. Now that's only 13%. We have an ECZ chair who is a cadre, who was at the farm, okay? And she has decided to bring in all these rules and laws and all sorts of things. And they're also trying to bring in the biometric system of voting. Don't agree to that, because they want to use your fingerprints to even incriminate you for something you didn't do. For Africa, I will never, especially Zambia, in this UPND government, I don't trust them with my fingerprints. So don't agree to that. And they're also planning to bring in new laws with ECZ and whatever they're planning. For me, all I can tell you is it's up to you. In 2026, vote wisely. And Chawinga is trying to send the narrative. This is what the UPND has been doing. Or they're using the dead body to campaign. Nobody has used the dead body to campaign. You have actually delayed us. We want to bury our leader ECL so that we start campaigning. We are respecting him. And HH knows that they are not going to choose any leader at the Tonse Alliance Convention and PF Convention until ECL is buried. So what he is doing is delaying the process. Even when SA judges rule, HH will try to interject. And he was there, looking like he's not the mastermind. And it looked like it was the Attorney General who did it. That Attorney General does he even have the capacity to think like that, to say, let me do this? No. He was just sent, just like Isaac Mwanza is advocating for gay rights under the UPND government. They're advocating for gay rights to come in. And you see that video that leaked? Huh? They are trying to see how people will condemn the couple, so that the UPND will say, look, you see, we should advocate for gay rights. There are evil deities that people subscribe to. And one of the conditions is that you should be doing those things. That's the reason why you are seeing them pushing for that agenda. And guess what? Washington doesn't like your present leader. Never. Ask anybody who is in Washington, they'll tell you. In fact, they are aware that Washington was willing to support ECL if he stood. And that's why there is jealousy and bitterness. You can't force people to like you. If you are wicked, people will know you are wicked. So your wickedness is being seen by the Zambian people through Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu. If not for his death, some of us would have just been saying, hey, Kwenyu. But it's like, as soon as he died, a spirit of darkness, a spirit of blindedness that blindfolded Zambians just came out like a wind, like a rush, like whoo. And suddenly we can see, oh, why? Do you know that some of the videos that I'm seeing about ECL complaining, I never saw them? Because UPND have controlled the media. They brought in the Cyber Act. They're even watching here. They brought in the Cyber Act. If I complain about the president right now, I say, look, you promised that you're going to be doing A, B, C, D. How come you're not? UPND will call it cyber. It's cyber. Because to them, their leader is perfect. To them, HH doesn't make mistakes. And HH has no advisors. He advises himself. Right now, they are at loggerheads with the finance minister. Nobody should cheat you. Even most of his cabinet, they are not with him. He is on his own. That's why certain decisions that are being made, you can see, they are being made by Doreen Mwamba with Chawinga. Where are the elders of the party? Where are the other leaders? I mean, where is the SG? Where is Gary Nkombo? So imagine the wickedness of this woman. She's now transferring it to requesting for the body of ECL. Because UPND don't want to lose anything. It's going to be a tough election next year. And my late father warned me, don't take part. They will kill you. That's the reason why you saw me, I've kept a distance. Because my father warned me and he died. I listened to what my father said. But meanwhile, we are here to fight for a better Zambia. Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu will be laid to rest based on what the South African government, the judges will say. And after he's laid to rest, Pakarited will make sure that Edgar Chagwa Lungu's legacy continues. Just like they've wanted to chagwa him, they will also gwa. Okay? Life is very spiritual. You cannot have a hand in evil and expect God, who has ordained our country, which we dedicated to God, things to be going anyhow. It's impossible. And of course, I'm not bitter, Chota. Bitterness is you and your party and your government that wants to see the body of a dead man who was never his friend at all costs. You have failed to apologize to the Edgar Chagwa Lungu family, and you want to have access to his body. Who is bitter between me and you? It's you. You harbor demonic hearts. Because if you know how to advise HH the right things, you would have told him, like I said from the beginning, he needs to apologize to the family of Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu. He needs to apologize to the children in Mufumbo, the families. Oh, so you're telling me the baby had a gun? Because that's what HH said. A baby died. Is HH going to compensate the baby? No, he will not. And by the way, the people that he works with, they have illegal mines. And they are mining and making money. And he collects shares as well. Siawan told them this before he exposed them. Before now, he was brought to their camp recently. But I know what he is doing. Very soon he will leave them. So ignore any idiot, Hillary Mpande. It is you and your president that have finished, not me. You have finished yourselves. I stand for the Zambian people. A finished person is somebody who cries over a dead body. Cry, cry, baby. You're crying for a dead body. What do you want from a body? What do you want from the body of ECL? What have they told you about this man? Body takwe. You're not going to see the body. So whether you insult me or not, you say all sorts of things, I don't give a shit. Because you have evil leadership. So I'll continue speaking about the evil leadership. That leadership is evil. The audio is their voices. So are you telling me I just made it up? I didn't. I didn't make it up. There is nothing hidden under the sun. God is God. And even if you want to be superior over any human being, God will show himself strong to his children. And many of people are saying the church is silent. Even Chavinga said, we want the church. The church is not going to work with demonic people like you, Chavinga. The church is praying for the country. They are busy. You think they don't see what's going on? You think they have not listened to audios? You think they don't see how cruel and deadly UPND is? You want them to speak so that tomorrow they should disappear? You want them to speak so that tomorrow they should die? In UPND government, it's a miracle for you to be alive. If you are a very talkative person, it's a miracle. It's a miracle. If Chilifya Tayali can run away from Zambia, you expect you Chokwadi, that is in Zambia, you'll be speaking and you'll be alive. They'll just bring armed robbers who pretend to be armed robbers and clear you and say, oh, wakawala la wanange na paja. Oh, yeah, sorry. Plant some Viagra on someone and say the person was taking Viagra. Tutanguluwe shared that his life was in danger. He shared in August that he was being threatened. And I believe him because I too have been threatened. And I'm here in the UK. Idiots are posting that I should be brought to Zambia to do what? A place full of criminality? Your hands are dirty with blood. I don't want to be part of such filth. Never. I'm not desperate for any position. You are speaking because you are eating with them. You don't see the suffering of the Zambian people. And you see that Batakofo, Simon Mwewa, he's there trying to mock me because him too is on payroll of 25,000 kwacha as well. So even as he speaks, don't listen to his bull crap. He's just charging his salary. Because if he doesn't speak, he will not get the 25,000 kwacha. So he has to attack even his friends. And such people, they are not loyal. He was part of the Patriotic Front. He was found with Mao Sampa. Now, he is part of UPND. Let's see how this story will unfold when the UPND government will lose the case on the 5th of August, 2025. Some of you people said, oh, of course, you are not bothered. But us, we are bothered because we stand for the human rights of a person even when the person is dead. ECL deserves a dignified funeral, a burial. But that doesn't mean that you can dig a hole for him. We don't even know who entered there and put in Fishimba without a family present, and you expect the family to agree. Yakana tradition. Tradition does not allow that. Tradition does not allow that anybody is buried in a grave where family was not there to pick and to dig. You were so quick, UPND government, to dig the grave of ECL. But ECL has refused to lie in that grave. And even at that, you decided to do an injunction. ECL has refused to be put to rest without justice. The world will know that UPND was once a government we gave a chance by mistake to rule Zambia for 5 years, and after 5 years, UPND is gonest. You must be crazy to vote for UPND in 2026. In fact, whether it's an independent candidate or what, don't vote for them. We will tell you who to vote for. How can you be this wicked? Zambian people cannot speak, they disappear. People are in exile. And we should be clapping for UPND as a good leadership to Fiakwa. Even Nigeria that has so much strong leadership there, people don't disappear. In Zambia, ruling party is behaving like opposition. Ruling party desperate. At judge must eat to South Africa. How much are you going to pay the judge in South Africa? So you are willing to give a judge. Let me tell you. Are you aware that this UPND government, I'll use the word alleged, but you should know that it happened. It is alleged that they put 5 million kwacha in a relative of the Lungu's account to go and convince the family of ECL to go and have ECL buried in Zambia. When the family found out, the family cut off that person, and that person was told to refund the money. In Zambia, you are struggling. When you, with two kwacha in your pocket, they are paying 5 million kwacha. You think South African judge, they want to pay him how much? $1. And now Chabinga wants to sponsor the narrative that the opposition have been given $1.5 million by who's... Nobody has paid anybody any $1.5 million. In any election, different organizations come and fund. Even HH was funded. They don't come now. They'll come next year. Do you need support, transport, water, things like that? Because it needs to be a free and fair election. Okay? We are not the Museveni era. And I thank God that your boss has been exposed. And I thank God that ECL has been vindicated. And I thank God that I have been vindicated. This is the woman, Doreen Mwamba, behind the insults you see about me on social media. See how God has exposed her. This woman, she engineered everything. Everything. Aren't you surprised that the only people who insult me are from UPND? She engineered them. She was paying them. These are people who do dirty work. You see, Chabinga is in the forefront. She's behind. If not for the audio, this woman would have looked like, hey, she's a very good woman. She's a very nice woman. I love her. Love her, uncle. They want to keep power at all costs. And watch what they'll be doing. They'll be arresting lots of PF members. And the UPND members are above the law. Despite the corruption cases. Despite Sylvia Massey was stealing. She stole in PF and was fired by SATA. Was stealing in MMD. She's now stealing in UPND. She's never been fired but transferred to another department. Mulambo Haimbe had a case of fornication and has a baby. The couple even unalived themselves. He's still even a minister. People like Princess Kasune were mentioned because that woman means well. But she's being used. I hope you can skip and leave that your dirty party. Yeah, Oscar, Tienuko, yo ati Tienuko, you cowards, Mwabutuka, then Mulemoneka, Aba, Mano, whatever. Of course, we are human rights people. Go and check in any country, a human rights person is not in their country. You think somebody who is speaking will be in their country? Why is Chilfetayali in another country? Idiot. Because here, with your foolish leadership, idiotic leadership. That's why I told you people, cyber, where you have people who are evil, and they use cyber to trap people. Somebody speaks at cyber. As far as we are aware, we don't insult anybody. But they call it cyber. Like I said, no idiot is going to arrest any of us who are in the diaspora. Because we are speaking for the Zambian people. And at least, even the British Embassy has given a report here in the UK. The American Embassy has given a report in America. All of them, they give reports. So you think they'll just come and collect someone because somebody feels so powerful? We don't put HH in president so that he should be abusing his power. You are abusing your power. We didn't put you there so that you should arrest Chishimba Kambwili. Chishimba Kambwili has gone through so much, you have no mercy. GBM was in prison. Munyazulu is in prison. Now you're after Binwa Mpundu. Do you know why Binwa Mpundu is not in prison? Hakainde Hichilema was warned by the American government. If you like, ask. He was warned if Binwa Mpundu is charged with a treason, Washington enters in the matter. You think people will just be watching you? As who? Who put you there? The Zambian people put you there and you want to arrest Binwa Mpundu. As who? Because you're the president? It doesn't work like that. You want to charge a young boy for just saying that if they want to do this to us, we'll do this. You too, you said it before, no one arrested you. American government will enter in the matter if you dare make Binwa Mpundu have a treason charge. That's why they reduced it to seditious practices. You think it came from, you think America is what? America is Burma, my friend. Burma ni Burma. Burma ni Burma. Body is coming. Can't see you are going to do corruption. Burma. The American government will enter in the matter. Don't joke with America. Think America is not your friend. The moment I saw Gonzalez exposing the corruption of UPND, I knew that UPND is finishes, just like Airtel data. And are you aware that Airtel, these things that you've been experiencing, no network, do you know that it's UPND testing? They want you people to think that's how it has been. Because they want to steal elections in 2026. They are even finding Airtel if you have, and yet they are the ones behind. Very evil and wicked regime. You have a voter's card, vote UPND out. Anything that is UPND on that ballot paper, don't even look at it. May God open your eyes and may God blind that UPND logo on those ballot papers. You won't even see it. Finishes. 12 missed calls from the head of state, their boss, over the body of ECL. How can you be desperate for somebody you denied medical? How can you be this desperate for somebody you had no relationship with? I told you guys from the beginning there is an open grave. You mocked and laughed on this Facebook. You think those things are not spiritual? Ask the Nigerians who will say spiritual. Very, very spiritual. There is an open grave. Edgar Chagwa has refused to come there. Even if you pursue South African government, we will bury ECL in Zimbabwe. If you continue, we will cremate him and come and bring him itonge and splash over his garden. We'll see where you will find the body. So, guys, that is what has happened. The United is even a good word. Useless party for national disaster has been exposed. You can't play with God and win. And whatever you've been doing to the ECL family, where they felt oppressed, they couldn't speak, where you're using Chilifetayali to frame Esther Lungu to look like a wicked woman, how do you dare want to grab a body from a widow? This is somebody who spent her years, with this man. And you want to come and collect the body and lie that it's a constitution. There's no constitution anywhere. Thank God for people like John Sangwa that have exposed that it's not a constitution that the body can be brought to Zambia. It's up to the family. In Nigeria, we have seen Muhammadu Buhari being buried at his house. So why are you forcing? And the reason why even Tinubu was there is because they were getting along. They were from the same party. And he's a Muslim, so they buried him quickly. If at all they burnt, I think they burnt him. That's why they put them sticks there. I think they burnt. Then the ashes are buried and they do this. Did you hear anyone in Nigeria saying, is it true he has died? Mocking the dead body? Only in Zambia. You're mocking Edgar Lungu every day. Every day. An idiot like Simon Moyo, he'll be there posting rubbish about ECL. Another idiots, they are there. Despite their nudity on Facebook and all over media, they feel they are powerful. We never had that in the Patriotic Front. If I was not speaking in PF, I would have said, maybe that's how politics are. I used to speak in the PF government. I used to fly to Zambia to campaign for HH. Nobody attacked me anywhere. And UPND are so full of propaganda, whereby I even received a call to say I should pretend as if PF has arrested me for unlawful assembly during the COVID-19. I refused. Now imagine if I had agreed and those pictures came out and people felt sorry for me. They have been arrested. Security now they would have said, look at her. She's speaking for PF, but they arrested her. I knew this will come. Penis, why you look at your name? How can you even have a name like that? Even if you nakachola, you love HH. We all love him, but we don't like his deeds. We can love you, but we don't like your deeds. And if your deeds are not good, you can't be a leader. It's simple. Why do you want to be a leader when your deeds are bad? Me, I was never threatened by PF. I have videos everywhere. I pressured by Dr. Nkandulu. I talked a lot of things about when I'm Bowman. No, Lord, I used to enter by airport na ingira na number pa. The day I started speaking about ECL, I am now no longer coming to Zambia. My final message is, President Hakainde Hichilema, UPND government, you fought so hard for ECL to not be eligible to be on the ballot paper. I'm here to announce to you that you are not eligible to attend the burial or the funeral of Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu. If you like, cry. If you like, go to court. If you like, go and pay judges. You are not going to see his body. And I'm just a messenger of the good news that no matter what you try to do, when God's children are praying, demonic power versus spiritual power of Christ, of Jesus, is above all principalities. And don't even touch 18th of October, because that day abengi bafire basemuka mu UPND. We will pray for the nation of Zambia. Abengi bafire basemuka to the level whereby we should know who is who. But thank God that ECL will receive his justice in death. Edgar Chagwa Lungu was unfairly treated. And regardless of how anybody thinks of these things, it is unfair to deny somebody to go and access medical. You knew that Edgar Chagwa Lungu had a medical condition for a long time. Amos Chanda, you are a very foolish man. To even dine with UPND now, you are foolish. What they've done to Kelvin Sampa is what is coming for you. Father Walia, you are also another foolish man. Very soon, you will understand that being loyal to somebody who helped you from where you were as a poor father to even being a diplomat, ambassador in Australia. You even had to marry a woman. You even dropped being a father. You will know that you don't pay somebody who did you good with evil. Very soon, your wrath is coming. Very soon, another person who has disappointed Zambians, Nevers Mumba. By now, Dr. Nevers Mumba, you would have been the presidential candidate, but you were blind. You are too desperate to eat. I know you want to build a house because you've not achieved anything in your years of life, because you decided to squander money. But you would have sacrificed for the Zambian people and stood by the Zambian people now. You two are being used like tissue paper, and you'll be dumped like toilet paper. It's better you choose even going to the pulpit, because you will never, ever be a president in your entire life. The person that we're going to choose as a president is not even somebody you even know that this person is a candidate. That person will be a president of Zambia. The person I will endorse on this page, and all the diaspora will endorse, is the person who will be president of Zambia in 2026, not Hakainde Hichilema. There is no way you can choose a leader like HH again. If you choose HH in 2026, on my page, I will dedicate this page to showing you luxury life. How I live. I will travel the world, Dubai. You ask me, Valid, and I say, I don't know you. Because you have to use your brain when choosing a leader. Don't choose a leader who is wicked, who is just making himself rich, richest. As much as he's rich, he's becoming richer every day. You think because he's not collecting salary, you think the minerals are just passing him? Open your eyes. Filia minerals, fiuma fiabantu aba Muzambia. Bebe na bantu benu kumush. At Lilian Mutambo balandat. Pachipanicha UPND mwikaba vote bali bipe mitima. Imitima shari kosa. Mitima shabuloshi. Mitima ishirele takapatulu la pa Zambia. Imitima ishirele nga Mazambian wale rakarionse. Imitima ishirele nga kuta Mazambian wale mnakwati tebantu. 2026 Kayane. It's not been well, because been well, they're giving him a criminal record. That's UPND's plan. The person we're going to put, even if it's two weeks, 1 month, screen record this. In 2026, UPND is losing power. And they'll be gone, honest. We close even the secretariat. We close everything. UPND never existed. Then the person we're going to put there in office will be a unifying unit that will usher the youth to 2031. In 2031, that's when the youth now will start taking over Zambia. The young people, the young generation. And I'll be here doing video, advocating for HH, as you, who says up to 2090, you'll be silent. When the International Criminal Court will be summoning him to different cases. A massacre of unaliving 100 people is a big crime on the international scene. No government should order live ammunition. Even in UK here, if there's a riot or people are fighting, or tear gas. There's even a guy who died of tear gas in UK. One person. The police were convicted because of that guy. He collapsed, he had a heart attack. It was one person. It was an inquiry. Commission of inquiry was brought in. Judges, everybody had to compensate his family. Now 100 people. And you want to do Kwenyu. UPND must go for being wicked. UPND must go for being heartless. UPND must go for being people who don't have a heart for people to access medical. You are laughing today. Tomorrow it's your family. No one knows tomorrow. And certainly UPND is not a leadership that you can trust. They will nyengalela you, they will bring chitenges, collect. They will tell you, meet will fall, collect. They will tell you this, collect everything they give you. But don't vote for them. What they've done to Shimba Kambwili is evil. And when Shimba Kambwili is out, he'll be a giant. That's a voice. That's a voice that they are trying to silence. You won elections by the sympathy of the Zambian people who did a protest vote. You did not win an election because Zambians love you. They voted you because we were tired of Kadarism. But you have come in with abductions, kidnapping, killing, arresting. Yes, killing is there. If you go and order a police officer to unalive 100 youths, what do you call that? Namubepaya. Balungu na mena nabafwa. Anyway, guys, this is what I wanted to tell you. Chabinga, for those of you who have not listened to the audio, it's there on my page. Chabinga has been exposed together with the UPND mafia. UPND is a mafia. They are mafias. So in the meantime, let me just be sharing for you in case you didn't hear.
Hello. Natuwelako. Nakirenga pushi. Namwishocha lexika kuja. Networking shishibenga masetini ichishibe. I'm sure Marisa nganinje shokumutumene mikuitatu.
Nalisa na kuti mbweshe ine awe chumi.
Martha aisantumina Martha ntini mwamwishiba.
Martha ntini.
Uwe mukashana bomba kuoladi.
The conversation of the guy.
Mukashano wakashika so mwadina.
Yes. I've remembered her.
Yes. Very my sister. Therefore, if can't get matter like what son okuba more like Maicheva. I saw Sangatale missing in action. Yeah, not one of our president. My president was at national president was PF. That was a master. But Chabinga. That Banjebeto murefuta oka. That yeah. Martha chalo chankondo. Chalo chankondo. Edo nomba pa shani paja. Thursday. Wednesday. Uyu chibe. I sat to my phone. Kange first chibe alitumine pa Tuesday. Ushiko. Ebele am natira tumana tinadilanda natinda conference ku Livingstone. Nishi yo na chapo kuyasanga kuchililo. Nati abushefe ba afyesho fine. Ejo too, you know, if we just as much as today bombana ba sister beno. But feel chamuneka kwa chamudimbi. Nomba tuambo kucha sponsor ba PF. kuti abantu bachipa misunderstand awe ine nchiri uko iyo ine kabiri apanyanto sister wandi na ine pond. So I said okay ine apa ndakudina but naisanjipushe nephew wandi ngakuti ampera ticket. So ifuna tumeleka maka nephew kanti kala butauka sana nati nchako organize ticket wewatemo kuchita matickets plus minute ku airport within 10 minutes abatumina tickets namupera na namba nabona bapera namba na tiseni communicate inaendea mudina and I'm speaking. So batu bamufana ticket yamonika baya baafika kulya nomba on Wednesday in a day ya service baisa atuma yo kuno tafichitike nomba mwamwa na ndetu mina Chabinga alifya busy ku Pretoria kashani yo shani kabidi ifyama summons that bachipecho mwinalanda mali asiyota mwishibe inga ba Chabinga baisa moshani muri ashiriya imwe kukaloko ifoto walilanda ba charity ngana bakutumu abantu nabakutuma takwaba wasenda na bamunonko n'abana no ine fino nchile kuno ku Livingstone nine wondishile te program yaba mwamba nangu abana bandi no so nangu asuke phone murefu achise shani so bebere no ukulanda nilanda nangu kwena nomba achwa bize baletere fifine fima samonifi nomba bachwa bize nachira fwaya bantire imbi tickets bantu yara sa expire lelo banse imbi ticket bamfwele kono kwa kuikala na yine natawe kimota mkwete fye mule chitoko mwakonkere chililo after chililo mugwele na mailwale etuma
Alikui. Achimu South Africa? Ayo ina vese mwachisha bueno. Number 1. Operation naishile kuno. Yala boss na Friday. And it was strictly confidential. I've not even moved with my ADCs. I've not moved with my security. You are the only one that I was supposed to do. Even when wakwatira idea mnando wakutira ulo mukashana wana charity na nimwe nikesu likuno boza nimwe wakutira nikesu kumuli bafulana abantu ngatakutira kwa befya bupuba kwali umuntu natumina kuti amushitira amasimu card
around okay
sabwe bati ulo muntu wakuletera amasimu card na ukwata namba yakwe so she said yes na tulawile in case of kwa bakawele you come and they evacuate you from there Alaisa in an event of anything Alaisa na Johannesburg Metropolitan Police you see that vehicle you bala bomfya so when you see that vehicle Alaisa panya recha nama beacon nishinwe bako nkere just move in and I evacuate from you from there. So because that was my concern.
Yes.
You know? So that's what I did. Otherwise, my sister, you are the only one who was supposed to know that the that program of your bank, that to me the phone 04.
Pantuna Shaishibe. Actually, Mutumina Natu Ushabali, because remember, that's not Tabaya. At your naba adikuno nomba tulemfwairikisha na tumrefa yo wanshi at yo wakweba tatulipile kwa accommodation na zero tu mulenje bat tulemufwaya imwana banani so it was at that point onale mutumina phone at I think stay away kuliaba kuli chibe
no in my operation had nothing to do with the
Yes.
So I didn't even tell you.
Ah, well.
I said I will tell you when I've arrived here. First, Nalila Lawango. Which one's company? When we met them, after Nakunganda, Nalina Kasana, so for Napoleon. That day, I pick up my phone, don't disturb.
Oh.
My sister, my boss ran below Kutuma 23:20.
Yeah.
Friday, I'm below Kutuma 23:40. My boss at ticket to do him. My sister, Lenny Dara. But to me, I'm a security one, but a good guy one day. So, you were. My boss was not provided by the feeling for us. So that's how I slept. Na sabuka 028 otulotwapwa njikate phone
Marcos
nasanga babosi 12 missed calls. Friday 30 missed calls. I said this is strange. Chisha chitika. So ine kutumira ba security pants na hapa mungu na bapola bakapokola. Imwe bacha motoka tisa popano. Bebele hawe. Nato okay na wekera mu
Munganda.
Just your boss asanga bali online. Just a Friday asanga bali online. Everyone has to be the phone na tumbele po tumela boss. Na tumela boss. But boss wele ya we are calling ya you have done well finally. I said, Your Excellency, I was really tired that mwana wako. Testa kulala sana ino I need you more.
Hakuna
kulala.
Hakuna kulala. So sasa kuna tao na linaka na tinjereleni ko. Then he says call immediately Friday. Or let me ask Friday to call you. So immediately next time I drop phone, Friday calls me. That we need to leave for South Africa. Are you able to leave for South Africa in the morning?
Yes.
I said, who am I? Instruction of boss. Who am I? And please. So be on standby. But the job that we're going to do, we need to have a meeting in the morning. I said, okay. Okay. We don't put the phone off. My sister 02 said 04. He calls me back. And the agenda is this and this and this and this and this. Ufilo wa kwa mingala tangu koti. Iwe ni wetu ishibe bala kulumbula mafumu kashime utila. Tuwacha mingala tukunya. I said no problem. So, bebere kabiya nomba lolela tuchecking indiki ya uchero. Bache kampasha uchero ti pali ya masagza abengi mbweleka.
Ate kwesi.
So, kufaya about 10 o'clock. So, no, don't worry. This is a special operation. I don't need even to be in business class. I'll reduce myself. Whether I'm in business or not business, let me be. My sister, if I'm not in airlink, airlink, busanga pali katotobwe. Walisha kafuswa.
Chakafuswa. Boss is a church.
Kama zagu za mwa madero. Tawena nekiwe. Wefasa mkumposha. Zaki naza kere kunuma. Mwaya kuchiriro. Na jawe ndao Cape Town mwana ali shutu kokuru. Mwaya ndao Cape Town. So na hivo wale mpiki na mulembela message na team. Na papata uisa nsenda pantu wala kushwa tuwa kwa embassy. Na wano hasuka na lembewa Friday. Na Friday ensenda na lafu aweza ni mizi pia kuma airport. Don't worry. Mwandi musa Africa. Efo watu wafikire na kwa nenda connecting. Na afubia na kumbi na zita na ebana ba interconnect hotel bampe bandeta na motoka. Osto alishi bana na tende tele motoka ndia paso itu alikupitoi. Toko just sneak out.
Na ubashara na bapranka mana kujiku.
Na bapranka mana kwa wale checking where I'm going. Kanji ni mfuma. So bena tawa shiko kushibati ndimu thing so. Nikashia ndi program hilo. Na tukuisha lero around 10 hours.
South Africa. No wonder they could mean a normal call.
Yes, that's why so the murumu pano na
oh,
making sure that tuwapampamisha.
I see.
Yes, from Gwedioko, initially, Nachilingo Kusta joined as leader of opposition. Joiner, yes. So, Nachafe Mingato Shimbi. So, Natira, Prince of Zambia, my sister, women of our boss. The next move, you and me, our boss, Pange, to have charity, to Pange abantu Mulungu, which they demonstrate. Now,
oh,
Japan, Bajaji Bakuno, Bakapanga ruling based on the public outcry in Zambia to support the Attorney General.
Okay.
So I'm going to go back straight.
Okay.
Gama Chinga, Gama Plakasi, Copa Belt, Lusaka, this then. You get the point?
Yes.
Therefore, about the issue for my friend. Therefore, by the president was Lufa, but I'm fitting the PF.
Nomboko ba judge baneland that kuti bafilwa government to government kuti bafilwa
Apa one judge afuna okulya.
Oh,
because the laws laws ya muno yali ba wiki when ngachaisa pamfwa family yali kwatapo amaka pamfwa.
Oh, I get it.
Boma.
I get it.
So judge utasa ruling in their favor. So that is a possibility that we need to look at, but it depends on it.
Ushena head of state na ye na tetamone can to order.
Now this is where, because there's a component of you is the former head of state. So the judge has to come and look at it, merits and demerits. So there are two things. Judge is not ruling in favor of government. Tabakachita appeal bali. Tabakachita appeal ishwa ikoba.
Would judge the appeal.
So what for to watch it up? Judge afraid kwa taka pressure. Elo futi no kulia my sister mu South Africa ba judge kulia. Bafu talonga panga mistake. Tabakachita appeal. Ila panga mistake.
They watch the appeal.
Ever quit the pressure.
They watch the appeal.
Now, between you and me, my sister, what is it that now you and me will need to argue? What is it that you want to achieve from this partnership? If we interest yes, we are cooking in a kateka wesu. Kuchalo kukuzambi ukutila alefwayo mubiri wa mnanko wese muchalo. So whether to a loser and to a winner, the HH becomes a winner and clean. Because the Bakai will check my politics. Because we have time to defend to say, this president,
yeah, kwena ni pressure. Ushapo lindi report kuti kwa kwesha so.
No, but no shangiri hapo. But ngakulia mngombe dinga na crooks. Because we are dealing with crooks.
No, but
for the winning. Then umba to apanga mistake. My sister. Kasune devastated. But most part constitution amendment na amusesha na kumusesha. Nompele ministry.
Arana mwishibecho. Yo ama MPs na nako kwa skafoni. Ngani yai nede na nako kwa skafoni bebele ba minister landeni ko imabara mumfuila. Yala ba problemi.
Twalikwata pressure abachungu pye bachungu pressure twakwetu na bachungu mwambaza ukisa nkonkera fe mwambaza ukusatira hawe tukumane tulande into itakapitira ba UPND balechita nomata balefo kula landa but unfortunately none of ministers bamuta bale support
You know, epo ya vipile for our register cross. But you need 3 months notice.
2 months notice.
2 months notice.
Yali vipa sana pa.
Epo ya vipile.
Yali vipa 2 months crossing notice and also echipani chifune chasala umuntu kuweka yali kosa kweli.
Edo abak secretariat. Ngatababikile chama girlfriends babu.
Thank you.
Mafia.
Ngabikile chama girlfriends babu. Number 2 chimbecho baletina. You see chimbecho baletina na MPs. Chakutira mukwate 20 free 6. Mukwate 15 2013 ya free 6 plus 3. So, Mukwate over 35 seats for free. So, plus 10 nomination, 45. So, what happened that no? So, the president has 45. busy before anything else. So, you can manipulate the constitution. You get the point? That's what a mistake happened. Kwali alama NGOs yale bomba na remember yale support no we supporting constitution no what na NGOs sisi bali pangile budget.
This is a UPND government. Hey, Chineke, the desperation for the body. You have heard, my people. Is this AI? Is this AI? Computer generated voice? Achila shitano kushita Chawinga. There is someone who has asked a question here. Madam Lily, if these people can send Chawinga to go and corrupt the judges, what about if they know the hospital where Edgar Chagwalungu is? Don't you think they can do the same? Now you understand what is going on here. If you can send Chawinga to go to South Africa to go and see the judges to bribe them, what about hospital? Hospital that maybe they don't even make much money. Are you telling me that this desperation of Mafia Doreen, Doreen Mwamba even saying, can't you put my girlfriends, Yabo? So that is AI. AI was speaking on behalf of Doreen Mwamba. AI was chewing, even saying, so to arach the shani, my boss, 13 missed calls, 12 missed calls from my boss, 30 missed calls from the guy. Friday. Who is Friday? AI knows Friday. This is your government. It's up to you, my people, to be saying, Kwenyu. ECL ran for his life to South Africa. He traveled when the UN Special Rapporteur was in Zambia, Madam Irene Khan. If she was not in Zambia, Edgar Chagwa would have died in Zambia ngatualishika na fyose fingatafia map. But God sent Irene Khan to come to Zambia. And Edgar Chagwa said, Ineshi reisa kuku Zambia. He has since been in South Africa since January 2025. Tatulashika Balungu. Look at the expose. This is the UPND. This woman is the one who runs UPND. This woman is the one who calls the shots. Did you hear what Chavinga said? Can't you, me, and the boss, Tukumane, the three of them, ever let take a chalo, but two. No advisor involved. Nobody. Now you see a chalo, baba batatu. This woman here, mafia. Chavinga, mafia, and HH. Now, those of you who say, no, the president has no good advisors, he has no advisors. He advises himself. This is his advisor. So, Doreen Mwamba uko, Chavinga chirandat. Tufule tu atuma kwa MPA, kuri wa judge ku South Africa. Tualafu miashinga. And the money, yafukunyuka. And will be given to Chavinga to deliver to the judge. He mentioned that when he was in South Africa, even on the flight, people were asking him, are you coming to the funeral? No, my child has broken the leg, so I'm going to see my child in Pretoria. Then he didn't want anybody from the embassy to pick him up, meaning the embassy was ordered to pick him up, but because they didn't want people to see Paya Potati, he's being received by the embassy, he had to pretend as if he's going to Pretoria, and he used a taxi from Joburg to Pretoria. My people, the journey is long. How much did he pay? They are using state funds to do criminality in Zambia. Whilst you, a Zambian, you can't even see 3 meals per day. Whilst you, a Zambian, you are suffering in hunger. Whilst you a Zambian, aturia kofe kuma mine, ba mi shooter. Whilst you a Zambian, your duty is to say kwenyu, 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 kwenyu. Do you call that AI? UPND, you are finished. You are finished. You have finished yourselves, and Zambian people don't even feel sorry for them. Imagine this woman, a home minister, advising for people to protest to bring their girlfriends. Meaning, these people can even be married. They should bring to my extramarital affairs. You understand now? They even have girlfriends. She's encouraging girlfriends. A leader. A leader. A leader. So, do you expect UPND to apologize to anybody? Do you expect UPND to kwato mutima? Do you expect UPND to have mercy on the Edgar Chagwa family? They don't care. As long as ECO is buried in dignity. Now you see that from the beginning, I was right. From the beginning, I meant well, but you people thought I just wanted a job. I am angry, and they were trying to sell that narrative using their minions on social media. Can you tell me now what has happened in this audio? Can you tell me that it doesn't match what I've been saying from the beginning if you watch my videos? In case you've missed my videos, they are even on my YouTube platform, Lilian Mutambo TV. You will see them. And the people who've been watching them, the diaspora, they've been informed of what's going on in Zambia. Whilst the people in Zambia were selling a narrative that is a lie. This person is lying. Chavinga's voice. Please comment. Is that an AI-generated audio? Mama Hilda. Wagari Mwamba. Is that AI? They have said so much in a short audio of 20 minutes. The boss is implicated. 12 missed calls from the boss. He was not sleeping. The boss says, we have to sort out this. Friday, code, 30 missed calls. Atawe na chibika phone pa silent. And Doreen Mwamba, you me are the only one who's supposed to know. The world is in this grade 12, this one. Mafia. Zambia is controlled by Doreen Mwamba. Now you know who controls UPND. If this woman says no adoption, it's not about UPND did not want to adopt me. This is the woman who is controlling everything in UPND and everything you see about the body. Meanwhile, Chavinga is just being used like tissue paper. They will use him and dump him. They can say it's AI. But even when we take this even to the police in UK here to report, to say, oh, somebody is doing this, they will tell us if it's AI. Even American embassy right now, if they have this audio, they have a way to check. Why UPND Mwasevana. Before I go, let me play you Kateka Wabufi song by Blaze Zambia. For you to know. Kateka Wabufi. Even girlfriends. My people continue commenting. Even girlfriends should be there. Ewa UPND. Then next year you give them a chance. Give them a chance at your own risk. Yeah. Papa tiny. It's up to you, my people, what you want. But me? Next year, kuya bebere. Umufulo pa umufulo kuya bebere. Let me play umufulo.
Bakamba mukyalo kyesu kya Zambia kyaweka enjoy. Abantu bafo bakamba kulya kumumfumbwe. More than 20 people balebe bati ni babiri. Bagamba. Fish to arufyanye. People have died. Mumino yabakapokola. The police killing people. Why? In the same government bagamba. Abductions have happened. If you're not with them, it's either you're dead or you're in prison.
It's either you're dead or in prison. That's the UPND government now. Hapless people.
Why me?
Missing.
Where is why me? Tell us with your government, where is why me? Give us why. Justice for
UPND government. We won't stop talking. Muchalo cheso. Tuamona mwenfwa. Wamasalamuch. Amasalamuch. Uyukateka. Mufulo pa mufulo. Mufulo pa mufulo. Mufulo pa mufulo. Mufulo pa mufulo. Pakufuatika fuatika. Mufulo pa mufulo. Mufulo pa mufulo.
Mayona batata. Bayuthi. Gentwisuli amenso. Gentwisuli amenso. Batu sendela nomba batu ipaila na hope Yesu. Endika chagwa nungu watu bela tinani kwa jila plan D. Nomba tu adishima plan D ya wamino ya kualesa. Bantu banga wala fa mchalo chesu cha Zambia. Nibanga bantu wala abducted mchalo chesu cha Zambia. Bambire president Mbanda. Nibanga bantu wala ba prison. Abena chitotela chilangwa. Wote wa prison ndunguru shirashimira shim. Muri one government ya kwa church. I want to know about mwelezi.
Now, for you don't even know. Okay, guys, so that's the song, and I thought I should share with you guys. So that song is by Blaze Zambia. If you want the song, I'll reshare the message for you to receive the song. It will be on YouTube. The video has been shot, and we'll be sharing it on YouTube platforms and also on Facebook. Young people, this is your season. It is your turn. Hakainde Hichilema lied to you. He said he was going to give you mining licenses. He has not. He has given his people jobs. Zambia is filled of his people. We're not saying people don't qualify, but he's overdone it. And therefore, he cannot be a leader because he's not a fair person. He has divided our country, Zambia. And young people have been killed in Mufombwe. Edgar Chabalungu has died because of them not allowing him to travel. Same as Edith Nawakwi. GBM nearly died. Kambwili is now in prison, and he has an operation due, and HH doesn't care. They are trying to fight for the body. Dandy Crazy passed away. There's another lady that passed away, I've forgotten her name. The wives of most of these guys are being taken to court. JJ Banda's wife is next to go to prison. The wife of Kampiongo is in prison. Most of the leaders of PF are in prison. And the UPND continues to do all these things, and they are above the law. They are now tampering with our constitution. It's up to you guys. This is Lilian Mutambo's TV, and I'm Lilian Mutambo, based in the United Kingdom. I'm a human rights advocate. And I'm not here because I'm looking for any job, but I'm here to speak about the Zambian people. Yes, and Tutwa Nguluwe. Tutwa Nguluwe didn't die because he was using Viagra. Don't let anybody fool you. I know what killed him. I'll tell you next year in 2026. It's a girl, Lilian Mutambo.